Hello again, lovely Run Venture crew. So we're back with the next instalment of our little series. I hope you enjoyed the warm-up. I've had a few messages, which has been really nice, and I hope you felt the benefits on your run. Keep letting us know how it's going. Any questions, you know where we are, so just don't hesitate to ask. So following on from that, we're going to have a look at a cool-down sequence. I've had a few requests for it as well, which is good. So it's really important after your run to just take some time to stretch, get your heart rate back down. It'll really help with the recovery. If you've got another run on it tomorrow, then that'll really help with you not feeling too sore and stiff. And it just helps to keep us injury free and helps to keep your muscles nice and loose. So for this, you just need a little bit of space, and I would say give yourself a couple of minutes after your run. As I said, grab a drink, just let your heart rate drop down a bit, and then if you've got a mat, great, because then it'll just help to be a little bit more padded, but otherwise you don't need one. Also, if you have any kind of band, that would be really useful, and I'll show you why in a minute. But if you don't have a band, don't fear. A towel works really well. You just want to roll it up lengthways, and again, I'll show you why in just a minute. If you've got something to help you time keep, that would also be good, as you want to hold each stretch for about 15 seconds. I'll go through the whole sequence with you, and if you want to do it along with me, that's great, or save the video for later. If you'd like to do it twice, that'll be even greater benefit for you. Whatever you like it for. Doesn't even have to be post-run. It can just be a little bit of stretch every now and then, because let's be honest, all runners could benefit from that a little bit. Okay, enjoy. I'm just going to get my timer started so that I can keep an eye on what we're doing. So, first things first, grab your band or towel, come and lie on your mat for me, and we're going to start with the left leg. You're just going to hook your band or your towel around the base of your foot. Drop that other leg down so it's nice and flat, and just apply a little bit of resistance. When you found that point, we don't want any shaking, just so you feel the stretch down your hamstring. And we're just going to hold that stretch for 15 seconds. Nice deep breaths. If you're shaking, just loosen off the tension a little bit. Lovely. And then we're going to switch to the other leg. You'll probably find that one is slightly tighter than the other. Good. Just sit there. Enjoy that feeling. That knows you know you've worked hard from your run, and now you can just stretch and relax. Perfect. Okay, moving on. Let's go to our quad stretch. So most of you that have come to run a strength clinic might have seen this. Front leg at 90 degrees. Back leg, I'm just going to grab round the foot, and what I want to try and do is get that knee close to the ground if possible. We don't want any of this, we don't want it up here. Try and keep it down, and you should feel the stretch from your hip flexor up here all the way down to the front of your knee. Good, and then we'll switch to the other side. Again, make sure that front leg is at 90 degrees. This isolates a muscle called rec fem. Good anatomy there, Daisy. Rectus femoris, that's what I was trying to say. Good. And there we go. Okay, from there we're going to move on to our glutes. Down onto your backs. This leg up, hip and knee at 90 degrees. And then you're bringing this one across. I think of it as a figure of four, because if you look at yourself in this position, you look like a four. Thread your hand through, grab hold of your shin, or the back of your thigh if that feels a bit much, and just pull that leg back towards you, and you should feel a really nice stretch in the outside of the leg that's crossed and right into your glutes, which hopefully have worked hard in powering you up those hills. And release. Switch to the other side for me. Again, you'll definitely find that one side is slightly tighter than the other. Just really focus on taking nice deep breaths while you're stretching. And if you can, and it starts to ease, just apply a little bit more pressure. Good. Okie doke, relax from that one. The next one we're going to do is just to stretch and mobilise our lumbar spine, which is the lower part of your back. So for this, bring your leg across your body and lean across in the opposite direction. With my left hand, because my right leg's gone across my body, I'm just going to pull. That's it, pull. Apply some pressure onto that top leg. And again, you'll feel this through your glutes a little bit, but nice twist up through the back as well. And it should just feel really nice. You might even get a few clicks and then switch to the other side. Nice deep breaths. Enjoy that stretch. Okay, from there we're going to work on our shoulders. Now I'm going to do this facing you just so that you can see what I want you to do. So come up onto all fours. With my left hand I'm going to thread it through my right arm, and what I'm going to do is lean into that shoulder and look the opposite direction, and you should feel that across the top of your back, through your shoulder blade and round onto your shoulder. It should just feel really nice. It is quite a strenuous one, so don't push it for the whole 15 seconds if you don't, it's not feeling quite right for you. Switch to the other side and feel the same. So for me, I can feel that right shoulder is really tight. So this feels really good. Right, from there, we're going to go to our calves. Now, they are bound to feel very, very tight. So this is a yoga position, but it's a really nice stretch for the whole of the back of the legs with a special focus on the calves. So just come into what's known as downward facing dog. Start up on your tiptoes and just gently try and lower your calves until they're touching the floor, your heels, sorry, to the, as close to the floor as you can get them, really. And then I just want you to push down with your left, push down with your right, and alternate that just for a little bit. And that just feels really good. And you should feel that sort of up into your hamstring a little bit as well. And even when you straighten, I can feel it a little bit up here as well, which is good. Okay, onto the inside of our thighs, known as the adductors. So come down into a side lunge, nice and low if you can. Reach the, try and get your hands flat on the floor just for a bit of balance, and just really lean away from this straight leg, and it's just coming all the way up in here. This area gets neglected a lot by people, and these muscles are really important for the whole hip complex. So it's really good to stretch them out, and they do get really tight. And if you've ever foam rolled them, you'll know how painful it can be. Good. So for this one, rather than stay, because it is quite an intense stretch, rather than staying in the whole stretch for the full 15 seconds, I'm just moving between them for about 30 seconds total, really. Because it just can feel a bit much. And then from there, if you just drop down and hold in the middle for a little bit, and that just helps to go around the back a little bit more. Good. Okay, let's go down to a bit of a chest stretch, because as many of you will probably know, when you run, especially as you start to fatigue towards the end of your run, you can end up hunching in a little bit, especially at the moment when I feel like we've been battling headwinds forever. So what I want you to do is just sit on your knee, on your feet, up on your knees like this. Interlace the fingers behind your back and really push your chest out, squeeze those shoulder blades together, and you can just give a little twist each way. Again, here we're just holding this for about 15 seconds. But you can just add a little bit of movement. Generally when we're cooling down, static stretching is the best, but if you add a little bit of movement, it can just help with a bit of mobility, which is really good. Lovely. So from there, Again, interlacing the fingers and just the opposite this time. So we're stretching the top of the back. Really push forward, head down, and it helps to bring the stretch up the neck and across the bottom. I can really feel it across the bottom of my shoulder blades. Nice deep breaths. Good. And finally, a really lovely stretch. So knees quite nice and wide, and come down into child's pose, as some of you yogis may know it. Really stretch out in front of you. However, I just want you to come over to the left and really lean back towards the right, and you'll just feel it up your right hand side. We have a lot of movement when we run through the top half of the body, so it's quite important to make sure that we stretch it as well. It does get neglected. And there we are. Job done. I know I feel pretty good after that. I hope you guys do as well. Any questions at all, just let me know. And we'll look forward to seeing you for the next instalment. Take care. Bye-bye.